Mastering the skill of cold calling may just save your job in 2026. My name is William Padilla, and I've been doing software sales for about 7 years, but been selling for about a decade. And one thing that's never lost its touch is cold calling. So in this video, I'm going to break down with the rise of AI and everything that's going on in the sales world in 2026, why cold calling is the #1 skill that I believe will keep you employed. So let's just talk about the current state of sales today. Truly, I look around the industry, I look around most sales industries, and people are getting way too reliant on AI and using it to mass blast people with automated AI emails. I don't really ever do that. In fact, all of my emails are personalized. But the #1 email that gets me the most responses is the subject line, first name, I just called you, and then put the body and say, hey, so-and-so, I just left you a voicemail. And then I go in to the reason of why I called them, and I give a soft CTA, like, let me know if you want to learn more. And I get so many responses on that. And I think it's because no one cold calls anymore. I'll call someone, leave a voicemail. This is also why cold calling just isn't about booking a meeting on the call. In fact, it hardly ever is about that. Most of cold calling is truly about being a detective, understanding information that you do not know. I cold called a couple of people from a large company on Friday afternoon, and I was so stoked. One of them answered. I was like, hey, can I have 30 seconds to tell you why I'm calling? And he said, hey, depends what it is. I go into the pitch, and he's like, actually, I just left the company. I no longer work there. And I'm like, dang, imagine if I would have spent months putting someone in an email sequence and LinkedIn DMing them thinking that they work there. But on a cold call, I just found out that they don't work there in 30 seconds, removed them off my prospecting list, and boom, I'm able to do way more than I could have ever done if I had not picked up that phone. Not only do I think cold calling is the fastest way to an answer, the fastest way to understanding information that is, but also I feel like it's so just like a powerhouse skill that no one's doing. If you think about it, cold calling is a sales practice that has been around for decades, maybe even 50, 60 years. Cold calling has been around for a long time. But the reason why it works is because it's personal. If there's one thing in my career that I've always been able to master, is the art of picking up the phone and not being afraid to have conversations. If someone answers aggressively on a phone, okay, no worries. Maybe they're having a bad day, or maybe you take my approach, just move on to the next contact. Unless the entire company and the CEO all simultaneously tell you no, I think there's an opportunity still to work with that account. Now, don't be overly salesy and aggressive. If someone tells you no, probably the timing truly is wrong. But if they're just like, I don't take cold calls, and hang up on you, that's not really a rejection. So I want you guys to know, when you're cold calling, if someone says, I don't take cold calls, take me off your list, or they just flat out hang up on you, those are not rejections. Those are just people being apprehensive to being cold called. And again, this video may be very controversial with the rise of AI, because people are going to say, well, people hate getting cold calls. Have I ever bought with a cold call? One time. I have one time. That being said, when someone calls me and then they email me like they just left me a voicemail, immediately I go to my voicemail, and if it's like not an AI automation message, like it's actually them, you can hear you can hear likes, you can hear actual human tone. I'm like, who is this guy or girl? And like I click the email, and I actually am now interested in what they're sending. Again, so much of sales is timing. So not to say like cold calls are gonna be your silver bullet to get a crazy amount of meetings. But I do think that because mostly sales is timing, cold calling cuts you to the front of the line. Instead of having to wait and send a bunch of automated sequences, you can just call people, get the answer in 30 seconds, opposed to maybe a month or 2 months like your other peers. Not to mention, with the rise of people replacing their entire sales team with AI, well, what's one thing AI kind of sucks at? It really sucks at cold calling. I've heard a couple calls and people are like, oh my gosh, did you hear that AI bot? I'm like, guys, it's not anything that's groundbreaking. Like it's good, but it'll never beat an actual human being with real human emotions. One of my friends cold called the CEO of a company and he said, "Hey, what's up? I'm in the line for Starbucks. Who is this?" My friend actually got really nervous and he actually started the call with, "I can't believe you answered." And he said, "Well, you've got, 30 seconds. Tell me what's up." He said, "Well, this, and this." And then he ended the call with, "By the way, what are you ordering?" I'm more of an iced coffee guy. And so the reason why AI can't do this is because the actual human emotion was, "I can't believe you answered." And my friend just said it out loud. That may not land well with the wrong person, but with the right person, it doesn't matter what you say. If you have a solution to their problem, you could mess up, you could say the wrong words, but if at the end of the day and at the end of the conversation, you guys both realize that your solution fixes their problem, you're going to work together. Maybe like not immediately, but eventually you will work together. How do you get better at cold calling? Well, number one, just getting over it, right? Getting over the fact that it's really uncomfortable to take rejection. It's also, again, it's just part of the job. The more you look at it like, dang, I got to cold call 50 people today. That kind of sucks. But if you look at it like, hey, I got to have the opportunity to have 50 conversations, it sounds a little bit more palatable. So the more that you cold call, like anything, the more that you'll feel more comfortable. And the more that you get meetings booked, whether it's from a cold call or from your emails after a cold call, the more that it'll encourage you to do more of that. I am telling you right now, a skill that companies need is someone that can come in and generate revenue, outbound revenue. Inbound leads, you can find a million account executives to do that job and take inbound leads and close deals. There's many people who probably are way better than me at fielding a demo and closing it. Like, I'm good, but there's probably many people out there who candidly have way more experience than me and can, do leaps and bounds ahead of me. But one thing I have the ability of is I can prospect, and I can prospect well with a creative mind that is not constrained by the mind box that AI puts you in. AI does the M dashes. It's very easy to tell when someone messages me with an AI message rather than an actual personalized message. So if you want to be a superhuman weapon on your sales team, master cold calling, master the ability to have conversations, master the ability to have that human touch when it comes to your outreach, because this is what companies will pay big money for. And by the way, if you can do these things, you have the upper hand in the interview. I'm telling you, so many people today are not able to do this. They are so reliant on the tech. They're so scared of sales, even though they are in sales. It doesn't make any sense, but it's happening in 2026. So if you're interviewing and you know for sure that you can generate cold pipeline from outbound sales activities, you are worth a lot of money. Do not let a company feel like they have the upper hand. You have the upper hand. So if you don't really know how to cold call, I have so many videos on my page, on my Spotify podcast, on my short that can kind of teach you how. I also have a 0 to 100 cold calling guide that I can DM you. If you just comment guide, I will send you the guide for free. Like straight up, I'll send you the guide. It's pretty legit. It'll give you a good start. It gives you different openers to use. But I will say, it doesn't really matter what opener you use. I'm always testing. So like last Friday I did, hey, can I have 30 seconds to tell you why I'm calling today? That worked well, but previous days it didn't work and people would say, no, I'm hanging up. Or like, who is this? Tell me now. And it's like, okay, shoot. There's different openers you can use, but the biggest thing is just having that like natural conversational ability to just have a conversation, see where people are at, do research before you call, right? You don't want to call someone who wouldn't actually buy your product if their problem was available. You want to make sure that the prospect is actually in your ICP. ICP means ideal customer profile. That's what I would say, guys. Master cold calling. This is my hot take for 2026. Master cold calling, master the ability to generate outbound pipeline. It is a crazy, undeniable skill that will not only help you generate revenue for yourself and your own business, if you ever opened up your own business one day, but also generate revenue for a company. This is priceless. People cannot do this today at the level that you really think they can. So if you like this video, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. I've been trying to get weekly but maybe even like every 10 days or so, a really nice long form video to help you guys understand who I am, what I can help you with. And if you have friends in sales that are perhaps struggling or perhaps want to up level themselves, maybe they're just doing well and they want to learn more, follow my channel, send them my channel. I'd love to help and I'd love to grow this community even more. This is Sell That SaaS, Will Padilla, all things software sales, AI, tech, sales, you name it, it'll be on this channel. Thank you.